All right. I had to jump back on the live. I had to jump over here to StreamYard. I really want to talk about this. The price has been revealed based on everything that we saw in the live stream that we did earlier. All right, we sound good. Based on everything we saw in the live stream and all the other good stuff, I want to get my thoughts and opinions out there on the price and everything. Hopefully anybody who wants to come through, you guys can come through and we can talk about it. I think this is pretty interesting because of the fact that man, look, I don't have anything against how this stream went about. I thought they did a fairly decent job. I mean, I don't think they did anything wrong. I don't think they did anything bad. I thought it was a pretty solid. I thought it was a pretty solid direct, but there's a lot left to be desired. There was a lot that that could have been added to this. I would like to see more first party games, and it's kind of disheartening because of the fact that and I just felt like it could have been more to it than what they put out, and I'm kind of like at a loss at the end of the day. I don't know. I did like some of the games. I thought some of the games were absolutely awesome. I did think that some of the stuff that I wanted to see actually came true. As far as the GameCube app, that was there. That was pretty neat. I'm glad that was put together because they haven't given any GameCube games any love in like forever, and I'm glad that they were able to do that. So okay. All right. Yeah, because it was just something. Yeah, the GameCube app is absolutely awesome. I mean, I think it's really cool that they put that together. But I really think that out of everything else, I think they could have put more out there. But I'm gonna put the link down here if y'all want to come through and y'all want to talk. I'm gonna try to pin this to the top if I can. Yeah. So if anybody want to come in and give their thoughts and opinions about the reveal and the actual price and everything that they put together, y'all let me know. You could come in and we'll talk about it. But I think that they could have done a little bit better with I'll say the price point. I think it's a little bit high. And some of the games that they put out there was a lot of stuff that we saw from earlier this generation. The Cyberpunks, you saw, the Breath of the Wild Switch 2 edition. You saw, the other Breath of the Wild. I'm name Tears of the Kingdom. I did like Mario Kart 9. I did like Metroid Prime 4, but I did not necessarily think about all the other games that was actually out there. Like, okay, those are cool. That's nice. That's pretty neat. But even from the Nintendo Direct late last week, there's not much to actually, add on to it. I think at the end of the day, they basically just extended what they were trying to do, and they gave us a price tag. I don't think that is a good point. That's something I didn't talk about in my last stream. I just did a live stream and I didn't talk about that. That is a very good point. They did bring chat back because remember on the old Switch, you had to use your phone. They wanted you to use your phone to chat with people. It was kind of like a weird setup they had. So I think they realized that they swung and missed on that the chat wasn't what it needed to be. And they actually added it. And I think it's a really good, I think this console, what they're trying to do, and there's another brilliant thing about this. I think they're trying to get more people involved in gaming together. And I think they're trying to grab the PC crowd in their own way. This is why the Joy-Cons are can be used as a mouse. And they put a big emphasis on that as well, to the point where they wanted to let you know, like, look, I think they're trying to let PC gamers know, like, hey, look, this console, you can use this for PC games as well. And it's a fairly powerful console. I think it's good enough to run, certain PC games that use mouse only. And I think that's what they're trying to go for as well, because they put a lot of emphasis on that. And then with the chat and with the camera, they basically were letting people know, like, look, yeah, we still got this console, but we're still trying to cater to somewhat of a PC crowd. So that's one thing I actually noticed, that they did that as well. So if you guys want to, I don't know how busy you guys are. If you guys want to come in, you can come in and discuss your thoughts and opinions as well. I'm gonna try to pull up some stuff on the screen for I'm gonna try to pull some stuff up on the screen about what is going on with the Switch 2. I want to customize my logo. What is that? Overlay. Customize. Okay. I don't want to do that. Why is this thing? Okay. Yeah, I'm trying to look at something real quick. Hold on 1 second. Can I? Okay, I see what they're doing. Okay. I'm just looking at something real quick. Okay. So let's see. All right. Let me pull up some stuff. Okay, let's see. Everything revealed. We'll go back through that. And we'll talk about that as well. Can I do this? Okay, I can do that. Can I do this? Oh, okay, I see. All right, where are we at? This got a lot of ads on it. I don't want to do that. No, that's not too bad. Okay, this is from The Verge. We'll do that. Let's see, share screen. And Nintendo. Yeah. All right, so basically they started off with Nintendo World, Mario Kart World, which is basically a pretty solid looking game. Like, I'm just looking at all the stuff that they got on the screen as far as the map. That looks pretty good. That was some people saying that, okay, it's an open world. It's kind of like Forza Horizon 5. Yeah, I can see that. Hyrule Warriors. I don't know why that's a thing, to be honest. I mean, you played one, you played them all. It's not too bad. Cyberpunk 2077. Hollow Knight. I didn't see that, but yeah, it came up when there was a brief clip. Yeah, I saw that. I don't know nothing about Deltarune. Do anybody know about that? Y'all let me know. What's that about? GameCube games are coming to Switch Online. Yeah, I knew that. And but what I would like for them to do, well, they kind of did a remake of Wind Waker already. I would like for them to put them out as their own single games. But this right here tells me, which I think Soul Calibur 2 is an excellent game that they put on here. I think that's going to be excellent. Play me in Smash Brothers, Melee, test again. Man, I haven't played Melee in, oh my God, I haven't played Melee in like 5 or 6 years. It's been so long since I played Melee. But that probably would be a game that's on the that'll probably be a game that'll be released at some point. Was Melee an N64 game or Brawl? I can't remember. I think Melee was the GameCube game. But this right here with F-Zero, that just goes to show you that they know there's F-Zero fans out there who want another game. You know what I'm saying? I don't understand why they didn't do another F-Zero. GameCube games are cool, but we know they're about to drip feed those games. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, Melee was GameCube. Brawl was N64. No, Brawl was on the Wii. That's right. Brawl was on the Wii. That's right. Brawl was on the Wii. That's right. Right. I keep getting them mixed up. Let's see. I like the Switch 2 controller. Looks pretty solid. And they're releasing a GameCube controller so you could play those GameCube games, which that was a given. They should have, that was going to be a thing. I think the camera accessory is pretty cool. Like I said, I think they're trying to grab the GameCube crowd with this. I think they're trying to grab not the GameCube crowd, but the PC crowd with the camera and the mouse. I think they're trying to do what they know that PC gaming is starting to expand, where Xbox and PlayStation is trying to do their own thing as far as putting their games on the PC. But Nintendo's doing it backwards. They're like, look, we want the PC games to come to the Switch. So we're going to give you the Joy-Cons that can play as a mouse. So I think that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to give you that option for developers to put their games on. That's why Civilization is coming to Switch. I wouldn't be surprised other games come over as well. I like the multiple console game share thing. That's kind of like a thing that you can do on PlayStation. Metroid Prime 4 is getting Nintendo Switch 2 edition. So that makes me think. So Metroid Prime 4, I mean, it's been in development for a while now. You could make the case that this game probably should have been on the Wii U, but we already know how the Wii U went. Metroid Prime 4 is getting so this probably was built for the Nintendo Switch 1, and they're just adding it on to the Nintendo Switch 2. Blank 964 said, I feel like the camera is going to randomly sell out quicker than it should, like Nintendo accessories have in the past. Yeah, I think so as well. I think more people are going to want the camera more than or they probably won't have that many cameras out compared to the console. And this is what I said on my live an hour ago. The Nintendo Switch C button is like Discord. Like Discord came to Nintendo in their own way. So like I said, they're trying to build their own ecosystem, like a PC-like system within their console. Kenneth Muller said these consoles are getting expensive and giving us less. I absolutely agree. You know what? Well, that's kind of like a different story, but y'all know, I guess I'll go off topic for a second. Y'all know that Tekken 8 just came out with their update. If y'all not familiar with Tekken 8, Tekken 8 just came out with an update where they have new characters. They got new stages. It's season 2. I went back last night to look at the actual situation with Tekken in the season 1 and season 2. Season 1 and season 2 are $40 a piece. $39.99 for season 1, $39.99 for season 2. Now, mind you, not even a couple days ago, I went to go back and play Tekken 4, and you can unlock the characters just by playing the game. Like, they have like maybe 10, I think it's like 8 to 10 more characters you can unlock, but you unlock them by beating the game. Nowadays, you have to pay to get those same characters. It's kind of crazy. I just don't understand it. Like PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3, for the most part, they kind of got it right. Once the PS4 and the Xbox came out, it kind of was I don't know. It was kind of the bottom fell out. Mixed on the price, inflation is going crazy. I can see Nintendo selling these. Oh, they're going to sell them because of Mario Kart 9. They're going to sell because of Mario Kart 9. There's no doubt about it. No doubt. If y'all want to come in and talk about this on the panel, if you want to come up on the panel, the link is at the top of the screen. If you want to come through, we'll talk about it. And give me your thoughts and opinions. You can talk on the panel. We'll just have a quick discussion. The Switch 2 will be available for pre-order in North America and select retailers on April 9th. The console will come bundled with Joy-Con 2 controllers. the Switch 2 dock and HDMI cable, USB-C charging cable, and a Switch 2 AC adapter. I don't know, man. I don't know. Yeah, exactly. Tekken 8 is a money grabber, dog. Look, I just got finished unlocking Nina, I think it was Nina, not Nina Williams. I unlocked Anna Williams. No, it wasn't Anna Williams. I think it was Kuma, the bear. I just got finished unlocking the bear, Kuma on Tekken 4 just by completing the game. And I unlocked Jin by beating the game with Kazuya Mishima. So you can play the game and unlock it, but now it's like, okay, I'm just gonna pay money to get these same characters. It's ridiculous. It's really bad, actually. Nintendo Switch 2 specs, 1080p 120, 4K dock mouse mode. So you can if it's docked, you'll get 4K. I think what Metroid Prime 4 Beyond, is Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. Is that the name of the game? Metroid Prime 4. That game is running at 4K. So that's pretty cool. So you're getting basically PS4 Pro performance. Blank 964 says, didn't they say Switch accessories will work with Switch 2? Does that mean have to buy a new Pro controller? I think I'm almost certain that you'll be able to play with the Switch 1 Pro controller. I think they said that. Your guess is good as mine. That's a good question. Let me look that up. Let's look at it. Will Okay, they said the Nintendo Switch 1 Pro controller is expected to be compatible with the Switch 2. I don't know if the Joy-Cons will be, because the Joy-Cons are actually a little bit smaller. But they said that the Pro controller for the Switch 1 should be able to work. That's what they're saying. No. They started the monetization. I think they started it with Street Fighter Cross Tekken. That's when the bottom fell out, because they tried to make you pay for characters that was already on the disc. You may be right, but I think Street Fighter Cross Tekken made it mainstream. Did they basically hint that 4K is going to be slow to render? No, I don't think they did. I don't think, because I think the actual screen is a 1080p screen, but if you dock it, you should be able to run 4K on the dock mode. Now, I don't know what games is actually going to be in dock mode. All I know is that Metroid, the new Metroid Prime 4 game will be 4K 60. That's what they said. Now, I don't know about the other games. I expect probably some of these older games like Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom. I think they'll probably be 4K in dock mode. Some of these other older games, maybe. I don't expect Cyberpunk to be 4K. Maybe even Mario Kart, even though that's an open world game, maybe not. I don't know, but that's going to be interesting. I think maybe wireless wise Joy-Cons might work, but you won't be able to attach them. Right? Yeah, that's all. You won't be able to attach them, so they may not work. But I can see them working wirelessly. I can see that, especially if you have like games that are like Mario Kart, like Mario Kart World, the Jamboree. Well, Mario Kart World is not a Switch 1 game. Mario Kart Jamboree, that's a Switch 1 game. That's probably going to be an issue. What's my opinion of not seeing any UI? You saw a little bit of the UI. Let me see if I can pull it up. Let me see if I can pull it up. Let me stop the screen right here. Let me see if I can pull it up. Let's see. You saw a little bit of it. Didn't see much of it, but you saw a little bit of it. Is this the whole thing? All right. All right. Let me pull this up so y'all can see this. You saw a little bit of it if you didn't catch it. All right. You see this right here? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You saw the chat UI, right? So you saw a little bit of it. So this it, right? This is so to be honest, this looks a lot like the Switch 1 UI. It almost looked the same. It's almost like the same. Let me see if there's anything else extra about the UI that I saw. I think it's right here. Did it show up? Oh, no, it's right there. Let me see. Hold on. He got a phone call. All right, go back a little bit. I want to see the one other part of the. Let's see if it'll pull up. So that's the UI. That's a part of it. I do like that controller. That controller looks pretty badass. I will say that. That's more of the UI right there. Saw very little bit of it. I'm trying to see if I can find that one more part of the UI that I saw. It should be coming up. It's like a white screen. All right, Urban, take the phone call. Okay, there it is right there. That's the other part of the UI. It looks a little bit like the Switch 1. Also, what about pre-order dates? Just curious. You're like the only streamer not complaining about the. No, I mean, it's no reason. Look, I give my opinion. I say like this. Look, it's a yay or a nay. I don't think the price tag is necessarily the ideal price tag. I think $4.99 is a bit high, but I'm not going to say and complain about, oh, they need to do this. Me personally, I think they need to do a little bit better with giving out more content for the $4.99. But I do appreciate it, man. I'm not going to complain. I just basically say, hey, yay or nay. I thought it should have been $3.99. I thought $3.99 was fair, but it's $150 more. And I'm like, you're pushing it a little bit. No, did I say 150? I can't do math. It's $50 more. So I'm kind of like, you're pushing it. No, 150. What? Yeah, no, yeah. Boy, I can't do math. I'm thinking off the top of my head really fast. $44.99 is $50 more. I'm tripping. My wife told me I was not impressed. She agreed with you, VF. It looked like a dress-up Mario Kart 8. I was shocked she don't want the new Switch either. I guess we were too high. No, but you got to think about it. When you saw, let me see if I can pull this up. I want to pull this up. So this is it right here. When you saw this right here, the first Switch, and you saw this right here, this is the first time we saw Mario Kart World. When you saw this, what is there not to be hyped about? What is there not to be hyped about when you saw this? I know you lying. I know you lying. Come on, Blake 964. I know you lying. Jeff Keighley said it was 80. Now you want to hear somebody complain. Now that's a reason to complain. That's a little bit. Now they playing. Now they playing. now they're trying to test people patience. They trying to test people patience now. But like, I'm gonna go back to what I said. When you saw this, it was easily to get hyped when you saw this. I mean, look at that. So now you know what it is. I can see some people not being as hyped, but I do think this is going to be a great game. I don't think it should be 80. I think it should be 70. They haven't even started. You ought to understand, people they haven't even grasped the $70 price tag on games yet. And they jumped to 80. Yeah, I mean, they were, they did Tears of the Kingdom for 70. Alpha says he's pretty happy with it. He'll still pre-order the Switch 2, but I'm in a weird spot. I don't really prefer any Nintendo first-party games. You're a big third-party game person. That does put you in a bad spot because all the third-party games that they're talking about, they're basically already out now. Like the Cyberpunks, the what else that they showed? Like most of the games that they got, they're already out now. Now, outside of that game that's coming out in 2026, what's the name of that game again? The Dust Bloods. Then you're kind of like in a bad spot. I gotta see this. Hold on, man. I gotta see this. Yeah, I was saying you got Street Fighter 6, that could be a good one. Oh no, he didn't. No, wait a minute. He didn't say Mario Kart was $80. Wait a minute. He didn't just say Mario Kart was $80. I want y'all to look at this. Hold on, he didn't just say Mario Kart. Y'all, it's not just Mario Kart. It's not just Mario Kart. You got digital games in general are $80. $44.99. I keep saying $44.99. $449 by itself. $499 with Mario Kart. Pre-orders are April 9th. Digital games are $80. They're pushing it. They're pushing it. I mean, I'm not saying that it's a bad thing, but they're pushing it. Yeah, the $80 is pushing it for games. They're pushing it a little bit with that. And I still think this price tag is a little bit too high. Yeah, they're pushing it. How you doing, Zadar? Thank you for coming through. Hard pass on Switch 2. I don't even play my Switch Lite. Those games are even too expensive. Yeah, this is a they're throwing a little bit. They're throwing it a little bit too tough. They're throwing it in our face a little bit too tough. That's a push. I don't know about that, y'all. What do I think is a reasonable amount for the Switch 2 upgrade pack? The Switch 2 upgrade pack for what? I'll just say this. If you want to Switch 2, I think $399 would have been a really good price point. I think $399 would have been $399 would have been a pretty good price point. I think $399 was like the limit that they could have went. And I also think that once you get to that point, I can see $499 if you add Mario Kart. I think that would have been good. Oh, like like the upgrade a game. I would say $10 to $15. No, Alpha, you're good. You're good. You're doing really good. Don't worry about it. Your English is not bad. It's not you. I just wanted to know if you were talking about the upgrade to a game or the actual upgrade to the console. Your English is fine. What I was saying is, if you want to take, like, say for instance, Breath of the Wild, you upgrade that from Nintendo Switch 1 to the Nintendo Switch 2 version, I would say $10 to $15. I'll say no more than $15. Because you got to understand, like, even back when the PlayStation 4 came out, they had a $10 upgrade package where you could take Battlefield 4 and upgrade it to the PS4 version for $10. So I'll say 15 at the most. But the way things are looking right here, they might try to charge you $20 to upgrade. I don't know, man. That's a tough sell, man. You doesn't blame Xi Jinping. Man, you stupid, man. Yeah, but I think this is a tough sell, man. Let's look at some of the comments. Brandon says DOA. Death Adder over here said Wii U 2.0 incoming. You may be right, to be honest. Feel like the Nintendo should have branded it and marketed Switch 2 instead of as a Switch Pro. Let's see. $80 for games. Nintendo's raising the price to $80. Yeah, they're the first ones to do it. Somebody says time to find a new hobby. Tariffs kicked in yesterday on all imported goods. You know what? That's a good point. Tariffs did kick in for imported games or imported goods. So I can see that. And that's something we didn't think about. Tariffs could be a part of this. But, wait a minute, the tariffs have nothing to do with digital games. Tariffs have nothing to do with digital games. I wonder if their price was originally $399, but with tariffs comes out to $450. I can see that. But for digital games, though, digital games have nothing to do with tariffs. I don't know, man. That's crazy. Right. Digital games should be cheaper. Totally agree. Absolutely. Like I said, I'm buying the Switch 2 for my son. I mean, my son is 6. My son is 6. He doesn't really care. You know, he just wants. I already promised him. You do good in school, you'll get a Switch 2. He's going to the first grade. He's one of the top kids in the class. I talked about this on my other stream. You know, he brought home a medal saying that he was one of the top, I think like one of the top 3 kids in the class for the year. And they said he's good and ready to go to first grade. He brings home a good report. It shows he does all his work in class. So I told him I'm getting a Switch 2. So I'm buying it for him. As far as me buying a second one, look, I don't know if I'm buying a second one now. Not right now, anyway. Yeah, I might have to wait instead of buying it twice. You're right. Digital games used to be cheaper. And yep, the 360, the 360 started making it $60. Wait a minute. I think the Switch 2 should. That's a good question. Instead of waiting at does this thing have an OLED screen? I know you meant OLED. So Does the Switch 2 have an OLED screen? Let me find out. The Switch 2 has an LCD screen. I just yeah, it has HDR. It does. It does support HDR, but it has an LCD. They could have gave us an OLED screen. Come on, Nintendo. Nintendo is literally nickel and diming us, man. Come on, man. Come on. $80 is the confirmed price for Mario Kart World per Nintendo website. No, I agree. I mean, Alpha, no, the LCD screen. The problem is not the fact that it's an LCD screen. I want to make that perfectly clear. It's not the fact that it's an LCD screen. It's the fact that you gave us an OLED screen with the last Nintendo Switch you put out. That's the thing. It's not the fact that it is an LCD screen. It's the fact that you already gave us an OLED screen for the Nintendo Switch. Yeah, the other Nintendo Switch, which my son has downstairs. That's the only problem. If they never gave us an OLED screen, I wouldn't complain. But the fact that you go back and give us an LCD screen and this console is $499, well, $44.99. I can't. I keep getting it mixed up. $449. That's the issue. It's not the fact that you get an LCD screen, because it's not a bad screen. Right, exactly. They're going to give us one later. Pro Control is going to be $80. Isn't the Switch 1 controller already $80? Oh no, it was 69. It's $70. Okay. I don't know why I thought it was 80. Nintendo Switch 1 controller, Pro Controller is 69. So the Pro, yeah, I can see that. Yeah, I can see that. If the first one's already 70, yeah, I can see the Switch 2 controller be 80. I can see that. I definitely can see that. um, I don't think Sony could try it at this point. You got to understand, Sony kind of tried this already with the Nintendo Switch Pro. I mean, not Nintendo Switch, with the PS5 Pro. The PS5 Pro was an $800 console. And you got what I'm saying? It was like damn near $800 console, and the PS5 Pro is not selling like that. So they already know. Xbox, they kind of know what's up too. So even though this is not a $700 console, it's still, I think people will still buy it at what is it, $449. I think people will still buy this. It's not that bad of a price it's $50 more than I thought it to be. But I thought $399 was the point, not $449. So yeah, they're going to buy it. I'm also excited for the GameCube games, but I have the GameCube already. So for me, I love the fact that they're doing this because the GameCube hasn't gotten any love since like the Wii U. Like even, and it never boggled them. Well, I ain't gonna say since the Wii U, but since the Wii. Because it boggled my mind, like even with the regular Nintendo Wii, that's basically a GameCube. It's like a slightly beefed up GameCube. So I would thought GameCube games would be on the Wii. But the Wii was already backwards compatible with the GameCube. Then you turn right back around, and when the Wii U came out, that's when I thought they was going to be able to put GameCube games on the Wii U because once again, the Wii U is a beefed up Wii, which the Wii is a beefed up GameCube. So the Wii U is basically a overpowered GameCube. So we had to wait, a couple of generations later, and they're finally doing it. So it's cool. I don't have a problem with that. I thought that was a given. I'm still mad that we didn't get a Star Fox or a F-Zero game yet. I wonder if they will bundle Mario Kart with the Switch 2. They are. It's bundled. Let me show you. It's right here. Where is it? Where's Jeff Keighley? Right here. It's bundled in. So it'll be $4.99 with Mario Kart World. So if you want the bundle, you basically, if you think about it, it's actually a pretty solid deal. You can buy the Switch 2 by itself for $449, and then you go buy Mario Kart separate for $80, or you just buy the $4.99 version, and you will save $30. So that might be the better price. Is the $4.99 is probably the better price. You really hope Netflix used to be on the Nintendo products, used to be on the Wii. No, yeah, it used to be on the Wii and the Wii U, I think. Why did they take it off? I don't know. But Netflix used to be there. Why not? It should be, right? Summer's going to be epic. Can't wait for this. Yeah, I mean, look, I think, in all honesty, let's be honest. Even with the price point, even I'm not sure about the digital games. I'm not sure about these digital games, but I think this is going to be a pretty good release. I think the Switch 2 is going to sell. Will it sell out? Probably because of scalpers, but I don't see a lot of people jumping in to get a $450 console or even a $500 console if you buy Mario Kart in the middle of the summer. This type of stuff would sell like crazy around the holidays, but it is Nintendo. So I will say this. When the pre-orders come up, you probably have a good chance of getting one when the pre-orders come out. Yeah, Netflix used to get the disc in the mail, put the disc into your Wii, and you will have Netflix. I think they did it for the PS3 as well. PS3 was like that at one point. Expansion pack users will get the Switch 2 upgrades for both Zelda and games for free. Really? Really? They will get the Switch 2 upgrades for both Zelda games. That's good. That's good. That's good. I didn't know that. That's pretty solid. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool. So we went through all of that. What's the new update over here? Yeah, I don't see a new update on this website. Okay, they did talk about the new game cartridges. The Switch 2 cartridges are red. The Nintendo Switch cartridges are. Let me take this down for a second. Let me pull this other screen up. Not that one. Not that one. There we go. So yeah. So we already know that the game cartridge is going to be red. The Nintendo Switch was still going to be gray. $44.99 comes out on June 5th. A separate bundle with new Mario Kart World game will be available $44.99. We just talked about that. The cases like HD DVD cases. Well, why didn't they just leave the cases the way they were? Like the Switch cases look like what, PSP cases? They should have just kept them the way they were. The pro to getting a launch Switch 2 is that somebody will find a way to modify. Oh, that's coming. That's coming. That's coming easily. That's coming easily. That's definitely going to be a thing. They're going to modify the software easily. That's going to happen. That's not even that's not even a question. I just hope that Nintendo don't catch them, because Nintendo will absolutely sue the living daylights out of them. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If this was the holidays, this would be no question. So it looked like you may have an opportunity here to pick up some of these games for a pretty decent price, or these consoles, and the availability will be there. I ain't gonna say the price is decent, but I'm talking about something else. But mine gone. But you'll probably get these. They'll probably be available in a lot of places because of the price and the timing. If this was September, October, you'll be out of luck. $80.96 was $161 based on inflation. Yeah. 96 games was cost $50. Yes, they did. There were some games that was $74. I remember that. Like when the N64 came out, there were some games that was $80, you know. Local GameStop already got Switch 2 posters. Yeah, they're ready, man. They know that this is going to be a thing. They know that this is going to be a thing. And I'm going to buy one for my son. Absolutely. He's going to get a Switch 2 because he said he wanted it. He did good in school. I'm basically buying it. But if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't get this. If it wasn't him, I wouldn't get this. After you spend $450, you have to buy all these other high price accessories for the Switch 2. I am not getting the camera for my son. For me, I'll probably get the camera when it's a lower price once I buy my own Switch 2. But he won't be getting the camera. He doesn't need it. The controller, oh God, I know that's going to be an $80 controller. And he doesn't mind playing with the Joy-Cons with the little attachment to make it look like a controller. He'll play that. But he's going to want a controller eventually. I know that. Also, there will be a bundle trading deal, $175 for the OLED, $125 for the Switch, $100 for. Really? Yo, I'm going to tell you something right now. Honestly, my son may not go for this because he's going to want his OLED until the Switch 2 releases. But if you got an OLED and trade it in, this is a hell of a deal. It's a hell of a deal if you got an OLED. Take your OLED, go turn that in, switch it out, trade it in, and then all of a sudden, what? We're looking at almost $200 and something. I do basic math. Let's do some basic math. Let's do some basic math. So if you If you turn in your OLED and get this is a $275 console. That's a steal. That's absolutely worth it. You'll buy my OLED for 200. Hey, that's my son's, man. You gotta bargain with a 6-year-old. And he doesn't know the value of money yet, so he might he might just tell you no. He might just tell you no because he want to play his games. He's like $200. I don't want that money. This is my Switch right here. I got the old one. I got the old Switch, and even with that, the $100 for that, 125 for the regular Switch. So if it's 125 for the regular Switch, you're probably what? That's $300. $325. 325 if you turn in your regular Switch to get a Switch 2. I think it's worth it. Now, me, I have a Switch Lite. I may just go ahead and trade this in. I may go ahead and just trade this in and go ahead and purchase the Switch 2 for my son. Why not? Right? I may do that. Or hell, I might just turn in the Switch Lite, turn in that one, and pay what 449, 349? It'd be 350. So that might be the move. If you have a Switch, trade your shit in. Excuse me for my language, but yeah, trade your stuff in. My niece and nephew better get comfortable with that Switch is because I'm not buying them this console. Or I could trade in my current Switch and my Switch Lite, and it'll be 225 off. Now I'm getting a Switch 2 for $225. That might be the move at the end of the day. I might just trade both of them in. I might can do that. Kill's mom say he's not buying it either. He's good. But wait a minute. Wait a minute. Hold on, Kenneth. Bro, you could literally take your OLED and your PS5 to GameStop and get a free Nintendo Switch 2. Now, if you want the money, I get it. If you want to sell it and get paid and make a profit with some real money, if you got your OLED and your PS5, why don't you just take both of them to GameStop and you walk out with a Nintendo Switch for nothing? Y'all give me a second. I gotta go get. Matter of fact, I'm glad y'all reminded me. I gotta go get my Switch Lite and the OLED Switch. I'll be right back. Hold on. Let me go get those. Ugh. Yeah, I had to go get the other switches real quick. You already factory reset your launch switch and my light and transfer all the saved data to my OLED, so I'm prepared for. So you're already ready to go. You're already ready to go. And see, that's what I'm probably going to do. Cause see, this is my son's. This is his OLED. This is his OLED. This is not going anywhere. Got a case for it and everything. Wait a minute, where's the case to my Switch at? Wait a minute. Oh, hold on, y'all. All right. All right. So this was not going anywhere. This was his. That's my son's Switch. That's not going. Now this one is mine. I'll probably trade this in and my Switch Lite. So I got both of these. I'll probably trade these in, and I'll get my son the Switch 2, and I'll probably have the OLED over there. This is the Switch with the case now. I got the case on it now. And this is his Switch with the case. Put that right there. And this is the Switch Lite, which is, it's kind of dirty now. I need to, it has a case on it as well. Pretty cool Switch Lite with the case. So I got 3 switches. I'm gonna probably do that. I think that's what I'm gonna do. So what you gonna do? Can it, like, I know your wife said she wanted the Switch 2. Yo, you can take that OLED and that PS5 and get one. What? How you know that? They're releasing a Japanese language only Switch for $330 in Japan? So you're gonna buy that one? How do you know that? Oh, I just thought about it. We just talked about it. The tariffs. The tariffs. That's why the price difference is what it is. I'm almost certain because of tariffs. The president, he put tariffs on everybody starting today, as a matter of fact. So that's why you got a difference. Oh, she don't want it now? And she think it's overpriced? That's what I'm saying. If you think it's overpriced, hey, I don't know. I mean, I'm not telling you what to do, how you do it. But if you're trying to sell, if you're selling these, your OLED and your PS5, if you would want to take those in, and I mean, you're basically getting a free Nintendo Switch. But I mean, you probably have different plans. I was just making a suggestion. Well, damn, y'all got another. Yo, hey, don't play about those tornadoes, man. Don't play with those. So we just had a tornado come through here a couple weeks ago, and it tore up a whole bunch of houses. Like not even a quarter of a mile from me. It was that close to our house. We were lucky that we was not, nothing crazy happened. So yeah, be careful, bro. At the end of the day, man, honestly, Alpha, oh, okay. I see what you're saying. You invested in you invested that money. See, I don't know why I thought you already bought the PC. I thought you already bought the PC. That's why I wasn't. That's why I said what I said. So you invested into the. I know you said you was gonna get another one. I didn't know if you got it already or not. I got you. I got you. That makes sense. Makes sense. Read this if you get a chance. Okay, I'm reading it now. He said, but can you play your PC on a plane? Yo, wow. So you just investing to get more stuff for your PC. I got you. I got you. Yeah, you had the PC already. Yeah, I remember you were saying that you was going to get it. I didn't know if you whatever the case may be. But let's get back what Alpha was saying. Alpha saying he's okay with the price. And I think a lot of people are a little surprised because a lot of people thought it was going to be the link you mentioned. If you put a link in the chat, I probably didn't see it. Because I don't think they don't let people put links in the chat for I don't think they let people put links in the chat. That's probably what it is. It's probably I didn't see the link. But I mentioned how these new cars are different on the Switch too. I'm trying to think. How would I be able to get that link? All right, Alpha. You have a good one, man. You take care of yourself. Be safe out there and hope to see you again soon. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Where was I? What I was saying? Yeah, but I think a lot of people. You added the link. Oh, what's up, Tomaticus? How you doing? Check Wario64. He posted a link and put the register how to up. Okay, I'll look it up right now. Hold on. I'm gonna look at Wario64. I'll look him up right now. Okay. All right, let's see. Is this it right here? The link I had mentioned how these cards are these new cards. Are you talking about these cards right here? Yeah, they're different. You're not going to be able to use the micro. You got to use the express ones. Yeah, you got to use the express. We talked about that in the other live stream. Yeah, you got to use the express ones because the games are faster, which I understand that. I understand that because that's just like how they try to do with the PS5, and they did this with the PS5 and the Xbox Series. You had to use an SSD, so I kind of understand that. No, it's okay. Oh, you talking about where to order? Switch to? Here you go. This one right here, the key card overview. I'm gonna get to that in a second. Yeah, the link is how to buy. I'm gonna get to that in a second. That's what I want to get to first. The link to buy the Switch 2. See Wario64 put it out there. All right, let me keep looking. Whoa, that grip is kind of crazy. Okay. Well, here's all the accessories that's compatible and not compatible. We'll get to that in a second. I'm gonna look at that in a second. Okay, they are a compatibility list. We can look at that in a second as well. The link is how to buy a Switch 2. Okay. So it gotta be. So Wario Why I don't see it? Well, I'm gonna keep looking. Hold on. Give me 1 second. Okay, this must be okay. Donkey Kong is $69.99. Mario is $79.99. Wow. You have to log into your Nintendo account and register so Nintendo can send a pre-order link. Oh, okay. So do you have to do that like right now? Or do you have to wait till the 9th? Because if you have to do that now, I can do that right now. All right, so do it now. I have to log in and register. So where do you register at? That's what Nintendo Switch Online. Hold on, I'm trying to do this right now so I can see. Is this the parental one? Okay, yeah. Don't need that. All right, let's see. That's settings. Hold on, my wife is calling me. Hold on 1 second, y'all. Hold on 1 second. My wife is calling me. Let me yeah, the Nintendo Switch is the Nintendo Switch is 40, not 40, but it's $449. June 5th. I'm planning on getting it for him. And you won't believe, guess what? What? They got a new Donkey Kong game coming out with it too. Yep, and you know he gonna want that. And on top of that, they also have a new Kirby racing game called Kirby Air Ride. Well, it's not new. It came out on the GameCube, but they're just putting it out again. So, yeah, yeah, yeah. And then they got an extension to another Kirby game that he already beat, the Forgotten Land. They got another story mode for that, so he's going to want that. So basically, he's getting the Switch too, but we're sitting there discussing about the price right now. The price is a little steep. The new Mario Kart game coming out is $80. Yeah, so we're just sitting there talking about it right now. You okay though? Okay. What time you getting out of there? What time you getting out of there today? Okay. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I told him he'd do good at school. I told him he'd get it.
But we just bought that other picture Christmas.
I know, right? We just got that one for Christmas, and now this one coming out. It's crazy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
all right. Well, I'll be here. I'll probably be live probably about another hour or so. I don't know. All right, babe. All right, love you, sweetie. All right, bye bye. All right, so we're back. Let's see. Wario posted a link an hour ago. All right, let's keep going. Delta Rome. Okay, I see. I see. Okay. All right, register here. There it is right there. All right, let me see if I can get mine in. Hey, wait a minute. Oh, okay. Okay, I'm already ready. Okay, I'm already logged in. Okay, good. All right, so I got mine in already. Let me see if y'all see this real quick. Let me see. So I got mine registered today. Eligible Nintendo account holders will receive an email when it's time to purchase. So I got mine in to register for my interest. Hopefully, I will hear something back. Got that done, so we're good to go there. So I just want to let y'all know that. So it's basically for my son. Just like I said, I just got off the phone with my wife, and she said the same thing. She's like, "Look, we're gonna end up getting them one, and it is what it is. And if it wasn't for that, I wouldn't be getting it. I really would." All right, let's see. Go back to Wario. All right, so what were we talking about? Okay, yeah, did that. Oh, go back to Blank 64. Sorry, sir. Game cards. I saw that up here earlier. Not that one. We can go through a lot of this in a second. I want to go to the backwards compatibility and accessories. Where here it is right here. Game key cards are different from regular game cards that do not. Wait a minute. Game key cards are different. Oh no. Oh boy. The last domino has fell, y'all. The last domino has fell. Let's read this. Game key cards are different from regular game cards because they don't contain the full data. Instead, the game key card is to download the full game to your system via the internet. After it's downloaded, you can play the game by inserting the game key card into your system and starting it up like a standard physical game card. The last domino fell. No company now is giving you physical copies of games anymore. We thought Nintendo was the last one, the last safe haven. Xbox is not doing it. PlayStation started not to do it. Now Nintendo is not doing it. The last domino has fell. Oh, this sucks. That's crazy. I'm gonna do a separate video on this. I'm gonna do a separate video on this altogether. Here's the steps you got to go through. Insert the game key card. Download the game. The game itself isn't included on the game key card. You have to download it before you can play. When you insert the game key card, further instructions will be displayed. Please follow the instructions to download the game. Please note, to download the game, you must have enough free space, yada, yada, yada. The amount of free space is required indicated on the key card game packaging. Then step 3, you can play the game. I wonder what doesitplay.org have to say. Oh my goodness. This is not good, y'all. This is not good. I wonder where's Does It Play? I know they got something to say. I know they caught wind of this. I wonder what they got to say. Yep, I knew they were gonna say something. There's this real upgrade code for inbox for in a box release that seemed to be coming on the cart now. So they actually go through the process of producing a cart, a physical case, but the game needs to be downloaded. Then we've had this before when publishers seemingly cheap out on large enough carts, but now it is an official thing to call a game key card. Don't like it. At least it should show everyone that this hasn't been the standard and likely won't be. Yeah, it's over, guys. If you don't want physical, if you're an advocate for physical games, it's a wrap. Oh man, this is crazy. So that makes me think, how would this work? How would this work if this not physical, the Nintendo Switch 2 edition? Well, I guess it's just it's not a real copy of the game. It's just a digital copy. But how would it work if you have the Switch game also and you upgrade? I don't. I don't know. That's pretty. That's rough, man. That's rough. You're paying $80, $70, $90 for a game, and everything is digital. You don't even own the games physical. Man, that's tough. That's tough. I wonder how people that love Nintendo's gonna how they're gonna feel about that. Man, that is ouch. That's crazy. That is crazy that they're doing that. Yeah, it's basically a Steam Deck. You're right. You're right. Yeah, you're gonna have to buy the upgrade digitally. You can't. They're not gonna. I don't see them having a Switch edition that's on a card. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. But it tells you right here. Look at that. At the bottom, I don't know if you can read that. It says to download a game. And this is bad. That's bad. That's horrible. I'm gonna make a full video about that. This right here, I'm gonna make a full video about this and probably even go live to discuss this. Because this is a whole different. This could be a whole different topic in itself. That's rough. That's rough. All right, let's look at these backwards let's look at these accessories and then we'll look at the backwards compatible stuff. Okay, somebody asks. No, it's not the fact. Let me go back. Let me show you. It's not the fact that it doesn't play physical media. The thing about it, physical media don't exist on the Switch 2 at all. It doesn't exist at all. It's just a get. You're basically buying. Where is it? Let's see if I got one. You see this right here? This is Mario Brothership. This has everything on the disc, on the card. Everything, the entire game is right here. Everything is right here. With the Switch 2, these things are game keys. It's basically a small little key to give you access to download the game to your Switch 2. There's no data on the Switch 2 card like this one. It's just a key, so you can use that key to download the game to your Switch. So you're downloading the game from their servers and you never physically own the game. So, yeah, that's what it is. It says it right here. It says it right there in blue. Instead, the game key card, which is one of these, but it's going to be red, and it's going to say Nintendo Switch 2 on it. It looks just like this. It's not the data, it's not the game, it's just the key so you can download the game to the internet. That is absolutely insane. And yes, some of these games are going to be $80. my wife is a mess. Blank 64 said you got to give Nintendo credit for saying nothing about the price, game cost, and the death of physical media, and letting the info slowly trickle out. Yeah, you got to give them credit for that. You got to give them credit. They did a great job of putting that together so nobody will know until after the fact. But they literally just killed off physical games. They and of all, to be honest with you guys, of all companies, I would have never expected Nintendo to do that because they're kind of weird about preservation. They're kind of weird, but they're pretty cool about ownership. But they want you to own the games. If you don't own the games, that's where you get sued. But they want you to own the games. Now, they're like, forget this. We're tired of people. We're tired of people trying to pirate our games. We're not even giving them the files to the game. You're just going to have a key. You're just going to have a key to download the game. Right, exactly. They don't want us to pirate the game in the future. Jay Rowland says, what are your thoughts about Madden coming to the Switch? Do you think the graphics and gameplay will be? No, I think they're going to be on point with what we have now. We got to understand the Switch 2 is basically, well, I think you're going to get PS4, maybe PS5 graphics. The console itself can do a performance up to the PS4 Pro. It can do 4K 60. It can do 1080p at 120. So I think you're going to get like a PS4 type of experience when it comes to Madden. I don't think it's going to go all the way back to the 360. I don't think it's going to go that far back. So I think you're going to get PS4 Madden on the Switch 2. So what I think about it, I think it's long overdue. The last Madden that came out on a Nintendo product was on a Nintendo Wii U, and it was Madden 13. And even then, you know, that ran the PS3 360 version. Yeah, exactly. Basically, Madden 21 copy and paste. I think that's exactly what we're going to get. Madden 21 copy and paste. I 100% believe that. And I also believe that whatever features that the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series and PC, whatever features they get, they're not going to get them. They're going to get like the PS4 version of the game. Yeah, they're going to get like a Madden 21 PS4 version of Madden. So take that for what you will. I don't think it's a good idea, but I mean, I don't think the hardware could support that type of graphics and performance, in my opinion. Not PS5 and Xbox. I don't think they could do it. Got a question. Can you play your old? Yes, you can play your old Switch games. You know what? That's a good question. Wait a minute. If the okay, all right, it's some BS going on around here. Now I'm calling BS. If you can play your Switch 1 games on the Switch 2, if I could put this game in, this Brotherhood game in, and play it on the Switch 2, why can't I play the Switch 2 games the same way? Why do I have to download the Switch 2 games, but I don't have to download the Switch 1 games? And the Switch 2 is supposed to be more powerful than the Switch 1. Yeah, this is by design. They're doing this by design. Now you want to see me be outraged? Like Alpha said, I was one of the ones that didn't complain. Now it's time to complain, because now you're talking about you're buying stuff that's not yours. You're basically purchasing the key to play a game. You're purchasing a key to play a game. And you're paying more for that. Look, listen. If they did this and they did this for $40 a game, I wouldn't complain. If they did this for, hell, even $30 a game, $30 or $40 a game, and you just had the key to play, I still would be upset because you're still playing for something that you don't own. But okay, whatever. But you mean to tell me I gotta pay $80 to play Mario Kart World and I don't own that game? That's rough. That is rough. I can't get on board with that. And like I said, trust and believe. If it was not for my son, I would not buy this. Not at this point. I wouldn't buy this at all if it wasn't for my son. Ain't no way. All right, let me see. Anything? Okay, let's look. Okay, so these are games that have some compatibility issues with your Nintendo Switch that are back. These are, yeah, they won't work. The issue is being investigated. Wow, Mega Man Legacy Collection. How that game not work on a Switch 2? What? Wait a minute, y'all. How does Mega Man Legacy Collection not work on the Switch 2? Look, that's what this guy said. Ultra John said. How does effing Mega Man Legacy Collection have issues? Mega Man Legacy Collection, which is the last game down here, those are NES games. Those are regular Nintendo games. How does regular Nintendo games have an issue with playing on the Switch 2? What? I can understand Alan Wake Remastered. I can understand that. I can understand these older games. I mean, these newer games may have issues. I get it. What else they got over here? All of these arcade archive games, these are old games that came out in the 80s and 90s. How do these games have backwards compatibility issues? I don't see anything else that's crazy out of the way. Mega Man compilation couldn't even fit on a complete Switch. But this is the thing, though. They should be able to fit on a Switch 2 cart, right? But even if they could fit on a Switch 2 cart, they only give you a key to download it. Somebody can say, I think they'll fix the compatibility issues. If they don't, then we don't. Yeah, at the end of the day, I mean, we got to be, let's be practical. They will fix the compatibility problem. I think all of these will be fixed. I do. I mean, some of these games, I mean, it should take nothing for them to fix. Alan Wake Remastered, that may be an issue. I think that will probably, Alien Isolation may be an issue. Match Point Tennis Championships may be an issue. But most of these games should be all right. Another Crab's Treasure, they should be able to fix that. All of these Samurai Showdown, King of Fighters 95, 96, those should be fixed. Mega Man collection, that should be fixed. I mean, we can be honest with ourselves and say that they should be able to fix them, but at the same time, I would have never thought that this would have been an issue. Yes, it's only a key that you're buying. These Switch 2, I'm going to show you again. These things right here, now this is brothership, but these things right here has the entire data on this card for the Switch 1. Switch 2 is going to be a situation where you take this thing and don't put any data on it. It just has a key that will, once you put your key, let's see. Once you put this into your Switch, it's in the Switch. What it'll do is it will connect with the internet to download the game onto your Switch 2. Now I got a question. What if you don't have the internet? What if you don't, like, see this? I could play this game I just put in here. I could play this game in here without a problem, internet or not, because all the data is on the key card or on the game or on the card. If you don't have the internet, you're out of luck. Yeah, all it does is authenticate. That's what it does. Jay Rowland says, yeah, it's about to be a disaster, man. I don't see how they get around this. This is pretty rough, man. It's pretty rough. Hold up. Who said this? Who said this? Somebody in the chat said this already. That the Switch Pro controller is going to be $80. Who said that? Was it you, Blank? Let me go back up. Let's see if it's still here. Somebody said it. Somebody said it. I want to put it on record. I'm just looking down the chat right quick. Yep, there it is right there. Blank said it at 11:01. The Pro Controller is going to be $80. And look at that. Look at that. You sure you called that? What? The Joy-Cons, the Joy-Cons are 90. The camera is 50. And the dock set, if you want to get a dock, if you lose your dock or whatever, you lose your dock. That didn't sound right. Lose your dock. I better not say that again. It's $109.99. That's crazy. But the Switch One controller is 69. So okay, I get it. Okay, that's nothing there. Joy-Cons 89. The charging grip. Wait a minute. Hey, don't this come with the console? He said, you better not lose that dock. I know that's right. Wait a minute. Let me see. Okay, I was about to say, I don't think that a charging grip would come with, this comes with the console. Yes, the Switch 1 Pro controller will work with the Switch 2. That's been confirmed. Switch 1, yeah, they are compatible. They will work. So the Switch 1 controller, if you have one, you can still use it. It still works. Yeah, it's up there, man. Some people are blaming it on the tariffs. Yeah, better than that. I will agree. It is better than Sony because Sony swung and missed with that PS5 Pro. I can agree with that. I definitely agree with that because I actually thought about getting the PS5 Pro. What made me not get the PS5 Pro was the fact that it was digital only. And if you wanted to buy the disc system, the disc attachment, you had to buy that and the stand. So it was like a $780 console. And the disc drive, y'all gotta understand about this disc drive, it's just as bad as these key cards. That disc drive won't work without an online connection because it has to authenticate with the console. My PS5 right here don't have to authenticate with nothing. If I put the disc in, it's going to play. So yeah, they are better than Sony. I will agree. Blank said that's the Joy-Con grip that charges. They probably give you a regular one. Yeah, they give you one with the console. I think they give you one that comes with it. Is that it? Okay. So the camera is $50. Out of everything that's on here, this might be the best deal out of everything. A $50 camera. But then again, I do have a question. It comes with a USB, it's a USB-C camera. Do you think you can buy another camera that has a USB-C on it and use it? I would think you will be able to use another camera for this. But knowing Nintendo, it may have like some type of encryption in it where you can't use another camera. Because you can buy another USB-C camera and plug it in. It should work, right? You would think. And I'm pretty sure you'll find one less than $49. But I don't know. The Nintendo dock is $109. So if you lose it, oh, okay. Okay. All right, what else Wario got here? Okay. All right, I don't buy SD cards like that. Is this a good price? Is this a solid price for a 256 gigabyte SD card? Is that a good price? Because I bought one I think this one has a 128, but I paid like $9 for that one. It wasn't it was a regular SD card that uses this, so it was like $9.99. So this one is $60. Is that a good price? Okay, he got a 1 terabyte Evo SD card for 60, and it run PC. So people are using SD cards to run call me old fashioned, but I haven't used an SD card to run PC games. I think Kenneth Mullen probably know better than I do. Cause I use a regular SSD to run my PC games, so that's different. I don't know. I don't know. Somebody gotta let me know if that's a good price. Somebody said it smells like a PS Vita. So somebody said 256 is high. Yeah. Okay. So you use the SD card, not an SSD. I'm talking about an SD card. Like people use SD cards to play games on their PC. I've never used an SD card to play PC games. I only use an SD card for handhelds and cell phones. So somebody said 256 is as high as it goes for express cards. Looks like these came out, they just came out last. So these are brand new technology. It's brand new technology. Are they gonna have enough space to download Call of Duty? No, they're not. Unless if you get a dumbed down version of Call of Duty, because the average Call of Duty game is like almost 200 gigs in itself, if it's more than that. 512. Okay. Yeah, I was like, this is like a PS4 portable. I mean, it really is if you think about it. Let me see something. Wow. Hey, did y'all know that did y'all know that Black Ops 6 is 309 gigs? Did y'all know that? Call of Duty Black Ops 6 is 309 gigs. Modern Warfare 3 was 234 gigs. And Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, which I think this was the last Call of Duty I bought. I remember playing this on stream. I played the campaign on stream. That was 125 gigs. But Black Ops 6 is 309 gigs. That's insane. I did not know that. I can't wait to see Nintendo people complain about the Switch Madden and go back and show why the Wii Maddens were better, like we do when we go back to the PS2 Maddens is absolutely amazing, man. To me, it didn't get any better than the old PS2 original Xbox Maddens, GameCube as well. Those Maddens were awesome. Now, I do have a soft spot for Madden 25 on the PS4. I think Madden 25 on the PS4 is really good. But the PS2 Maddens, man, I don't think we'll ever get good football like that again, in my opinion. I don't think we'll ever get it that good. I'd like to see Sony make a portable console that could play games natively. Let me tell you something. I'm going to tell you something that you may not want to hear. All seriousness. Let me see. Let me go back to this. I'm going to tell you something right now. Where is it? I'm going to tell you something straight up. If this is successful, if they're able to get away with this and Nintendo sell games like crazy, the next Sony portable console, the next Xbox, because Xbox is probably making a handheld too. If this is successful, Sony and Xbox are going to follow suit and do the same thing. You're going to get key cards. And I hate to say that, but if Nintendo could get away with it, anybody could get away with it. So That's going to be the problem right there. That's going to be the problem. I would love to see them to play games natively, but if they can get away with it, they will. PS2 Madden was gameplay was simcade, more skill-based, more snappy when it came to the highlight stick, less animations, which I liked about it. EA is a lot better at making sim game. Yeah, absolutely. I agree. It wasn't a full simulation, but everything that happened, the thing about the PS2 Maddens back in the day, everything that happened on the field was believable. Like certain players could do certain things, the speed, some players could break tackles. Like with the Maddens today, anybody could basically do anything on the new Maddens. There's no differentiation. Back then, if anything that was done on the field, you can sit back and say, okay, that made sense. I can live with it. Nowadays, you play Madden, you're damn near about to break your controller because some BS didn't happen. So that's the problem. And yes, the features were much better. Absolutely. I was playing NBA Street on PS2, had a blast, about to play some more later. Yes, NBA Street, beautiful game. They need to bring it back at some point. That what's the other game I think they should bring back? NFL Street should come back at some point. But NBA Street, absolutely. Yeah, you should get a couple Madden games on PS2. I highly recommend if it's the PS2, get Madden 08 or get Madden 11. Yeah, or even Madden 12. Any one of them on PS2 would be fine. But yeah, I hate to say this to Monicus. Not that one. But if they get away with this, if Nintendo get away with this, Def Jam Vendetta, that game, I'm going to talk about that in a second. If they get away with this, Sony and Xbox will follow suit. And I hate to say it, but it's the truth. Def Jam Vendetta will not be able to be released again. And that game is shot up in price like crazy. The reason why I think is because of licensing. You know how many rappers and celebrities are on that game? You got to get everybody to co-sign. And soon as one person can't be on the game, everybody's going to complain because of the fact that, let's say, Redman's not in the game or Method Man's not in the game. You're going to have to go through, loops and hoops and have to go underground around the corner, and you have to drive a car and skydive to try to get DMX back in the game. Yeah, you're going to have to go through hell to get DMX back in the game. He's no longer with us. I think Funk Master Flex passed away. You're going to have to go through hell to get him back in the game. Use new. One step ahead of me, bro. I didn't even think of that. Use new rappers. But if you use new rappers, would it be called Def Jam Vendetta? Because a lot of those guys aren't necessarily Def Jam artists. So look, I'm with you on that. Definitely get the game back out again, but it'll be under a different name, but the same format. I'm 100% behind you on that. Yeah, we could do that. But yeah, I don't think DMX, Funk Master Flex, yeah, they could get it done if they do it that way. I agree. I think they can get it done that way. Trying to get Dub C, who else? Capone, Noriega. Yeah, but using new rappers, I think that'll work. I think that's a good idea. The reason why I love APF because 2K apps to the essence of old school football, culture, APF, gameplay mechanics. It's like you're watching old NFL films. APF is just such a great game. It's a great football game. I may play that later. It's such a great game. Really, really good. Absolutely agree. And it's a shame that it's a shame 2K won't do another one. And they don't even have to use legends. They could just use like generic players like Blitz the league does. I think Blitz had like, I think they had like Lawrence Taylor, but everybody else was like fictional characters. I don't know why they can't do it. Yeah, I think they can get it done as well. Absolutely agree about APF. Who owns the right to versus? Because I think somebody owned the right to versus. Yeah, I think somebody owned the thing about the name versus. Somebody owns that because once the pandemic came through, you know, they kind of capitalized on versus. But that would be good. Retro games, let me tell you something, man. Retro games are absolutely amazing because you first and foremost, they were creative, they're really good, and they weren't they always thought outside the box. On top of that, all these retro games you own. You know, you own it. So when you did play it, it didn't feel like you were being cheated. You didn't feel like you were in a situation where, like you are with this, when it comes to these game key cards. Can they let us download rosters and customize the APF? I think the NFL has something to do with the reason why we couldn't get another one. No, the problem with APF was it was cost management. You had to pay for the license for all those retired players, and then you turned around and licensed out music. You know, they did so much, they didn't make money, they didn't make all the money back that they could have because they had to pay so many people. If they just make the game generic, I think that's a low cost, high reward. You know, that's what they should do. And that's the thing that a lot of companies are starting to realize now. Like a lot of games nowadays, the budgets are too big. Yeah, Timberland and Swiss own Virtus. They do own Versus. That's right. That's right. Somebody said Drake versus Kendrick. That'd be dope. But knowing nowadays, Drake might sue if he get beat up. You know how that go. I mean, Drake's out here suing people. They can call it anything. Also, WWE could add rappers along. You know, that might be the closest way to get to it. If WWE go in and get with some of these rappers and use them as special guests, that'll probably be the closest way you'll be able to get that versus style or Def Jam Vendetta style game to work. Yo, yeah. Yeah, you got that for $30. How much that thing could cost now? Let's see. I want to see because I think that game is over $100 now. Let's go to price chart and look. So that okay. Y'all want to see this? I'm gonna show y'all this real quick. Let me show y'all this real quick. Fight for New York. Look how much a loose copy is right now. Look how much a loose copy is right now. That's just 139. That's crazy. You can get a complete in box version for 153. and you get a brand new copy sealed for $530. He bought it for $30 in 2014, 2015. The manual itself is $32 just for the manual. That's insane. You bought it for $30 10 years ago. Now, if you just want the manual, it's $32. That is insane. For Fight for New York. That is crazy. I don't think I don't think I picked this game up. I don't think I have this in my collection, to be honest. I don't think I do. Jay said, I know people be playing Def Jam Fight for New York online, PC for Parsec, PS2, and dog. Yeah, there's a lot of games people be playing on Parsec. Yeah, look at the box is $24, $25. That's crazy. But yeah, that's kind of like the way to go nowadays, man. You get emulation. You can play a lot of these games on PC now through Parsec. I got a couple of friends of mine, they do that now. They play like they'll play like NBA Live 10. Some of them even play like NFL 2K5. They play, certain fighting games on Parsec. NBA Jam, NBA Hang Time. They play that stuff on Parsec. They do wonders with the way technology is right now. But that is insane. Look at that. Let's see if we can go. Let me see. Let's look at the GameCube version. If you want it on GameCube, well, hell, it ain't too much different, huh? The GameCube is $125. Complete in box is $167. Well, and look, they got three people bought this game this week for that price. That's crazy. And if you want a new version, it's $356. Let's look at the original Xbox. Okay, now I could do this. I will pay $80 for the Xbox version. I could do that. Hell, what Mario Kart is $80 right now, right? Like Mario Kart is $80 right now, right? So why not? But I don't want a loose copy though. I don't want just the disc. I want the whole box and everything so I can put it on the rack behind me. And that's $97. That's a little bit too high for me. Just a little bit. They need to put like a 6 instead of a 9. So that's that. Kind of crazy. So wait a minute. But the thing is, if I bought a disc, in the case and the manual later, let's look at this. Let's think about that for a second. That's a good idea. That could be an option. That could be an option. But let's look at this. Like, let's think about this. If I bought the disc at $80, right? And I bought the disc, it'd be $16.36. That'd be $96 right there. Then I turn around and pay $22. So that'll be $114 for all three. I might just buy the complete version. What is Parsec? Parsec is an app where you can play online with other people through your PC. You can use you can use emulation. You can use basically any type of device. I mean, not any device, but you can use like any game and play online through Parsec. This is Parsec. Connect to your game studio from anywhere. You basically can use this to play games with others. Like, say for instance, you have a PS3 emulator on your computer, or you got a PS2 emulator, right? And somebody else has that emulator as well. And I don't even think they need the emulator. I think you could just connect with their computer. Like, for instance, you got, let's say if you want to play Tekken 6, right? And you got Tekken 6 on your PS3 emulator, and you want me to play, I could just connect to your computer through Parsec, and me and you could play Tekken 6 together off of your emulator on your PC. That's basically how it works. Right. Yeah, exactly. Think of it as PlayStation Share, but on PC. See, it tells you right here, fine tune for gaming. Let you play all your games. Want to play with a friend, share a link, connect, controller, have fun no matter how far away you are. You share your screen and both of y'all can play. And it works for all of this stuff here. Yeah, basically you screen share and you want to play a game. I'll share we share the screen. I'll pick up my controller and we'll play through Parsec. And a lot of people say it works phenomenal. It works very well. Say it's fine tuned for gaming. It lets you play all your games from any device, no lag, no latency. So yeah, just put the link in the chat. All right, I'll put the link in the chat, no problem. There it is, Parsec app. You go there. If you want to play with friends, they'll share your screen. You're good to go. Like I said, I got a few friends that play like NBA Live 10. They play APF. They play NFL 2K5. They play some. They even go back and play some of the old SOCOM games on it. A lot of people play a lot of games with it. I mean, it's a pretty cool tool. Man, we've been on here for 2 hours. I didn't know I've been on that long. But yeah, so at the end of the day, Switch 2, yay or nay, $4.99, everything that goes along with it. We discussed a lot of stuff. This I think this right here, this here messed me up. This here messed me up. Once they said that the game key is going to give you access to the games via download, that you don't own the games anymore, that was pretty much it for me. I think this is where I started to check out. And like I said, I'll be doing a full video about this situation right here. I'll be doing a full video about these game key cards because this is kind of crazy. I didn't think Nintendo would have done something like this. Yep. You could do that as well. Exactly. It's a great device. It's a great device. Like with he said, like you could play online with the PS2 emulator using DNS servers. You could do that with I think you could do that with Dolphin. You could do that with the PlayStation 3 emulator. I even think you could do that with the Dreamcast emulator as well. Don't quote me on that. I know they got. I think you can do that with the Dreamcast emulator. I know you can do it on original Xbox. You know they got their own thing on the original Xbox. You do that with on that. So yeah, but I'm definitely going to be talking about this. This is a really big issue for me. Really big. I don't like how that's going. I'll probably be doing another video about that. That video may be up tomorrow. Maybe do it later on the day. Just depends. But I appreciate everybody rocking with me. I don't have much else to say, to be honest. I think we covered everything. It's time to start emulating on PC. Yeah. I think if you really want to start, it'll be a good time to start now because the way things are going. Me, I like playing on real hardware, so I do have the emulators on my PC. Full disclosure, I have the Dolphin, I have the PS3 emulator, I have the PS2 emulator. I still think I got the PS1, got the Dreamcast, N64. I pretty much have all the emulators, the 3DO, the Sega 32X with the Sega Kega Fusion, got that. I might have to do an emulation video. I don't know, man. I'm not necessarily. I will say this: I do have all the emulators, but I'm not up to date with the emulators. Maybe one day I'll do it. It just depends on. But if I was to do it, it'll probably be after I get everything up to date on my emulation setup because I don't have a setup. I just got all the emulators on my screen. On my desktop, and I use them every now and then. But I don't know. I'm not. I'll be honest. Full disclosure, I'm not an emulation guy. I'm not against it. I'm just not an emulation guy. The only things I really emulate, I emulate the 3DO because I don't have a 3DO, and I like to play Street Fighter on 3DO. Some Neo Geo stuff, not necessarily some Neo Geo stuff, but I have some of the Neo Geo games and 32X stuff. I emulate 32X as well because I don't have a 32X and I'm not buying a 32X for like 3 or 4 games. I got to get my DreamPod working again. I don't know where to find my DMZ settings since I got a Spectrum Gigabit a few years ago and a new router. Okay, that's cool. NFL 2K2 requires DMZ. Okay. Do I think emulation is like the real thing? Yes and no. I say yes because you're actually playing the games. I don't think it's the real thing because to me, personally, I do have an attachment to playing games that are physical. So, like for instance, if I put in, hold on one second. Okay, let's say if I do play, let's say Mortal Kombat 2 on the Super Nintendo. I put Mortal Kombat 2 on my Super Nintendo. To me, I get a different feeling of me just playing Mortal Kombat 2 on the 32X because the 32X it's an emulator, so I don't have that same attachment that I do when I put in the actual cartridge and play. Like for instance, I played a little bit of Gran Turismo 4 on my PS2 emulator because those guys over there, that's a whole different animal of what they've done with Gran Turismo 4 on the PS2. The emulation on Gran Turismo 4 looks amazing. They've done a phenomenal job with what they've done on the PC version. And it's almost like a whole different game. But to me, it doesn't feel the same playing that game, even if I don't play with all the enhancements that everybody else did. I don't feel the same as I play it on the actual PS2. Yeah, it's absolutely a personal preference. I do think emulation is better because of the performance. You can get PS2 games to play in 4K on a PS2 emulator. You can get frame rate issues resolved and the game runs smooth on the emulator. So I do think it's better. But for me personally, I like playing on real hardware, bugs and all. Yeah, you can play NFL 2K4 online with Insignia on original Xbox. Yes. They need to get 2K5 working on it though. That's going to happen in due time. I believe so. I don't think there's a difference. I play ROMs all the time. I played Moonwalking and it felt the same gameplay wise. I understand this. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why I say yes and no. It's not different because you're playing the game. And I do think it's better in some cases because some of these games just run better on the emulator. I mean, let's not kid ourselves. Like some of these games, you can get them up to higher resolutions. You can, like one thing I noticed, like the sweet spot with PS2 games, or even with N64 games, you can play those games at a higher resolution. And playing some games at 1080p, which some PS2 games are 480i, they look phenomenal in that sense. Like I think Tekken 5 looks absolutely beautiful on a PS2 emulator. And some of them have some frame rate dips. You don't have to worry about that. So yeah. But for me, I think the flaws in the games is a part of the experience. But that's just me. And that's one thing I wish I can be able to do on real hardware is to save whenever I get ready. Sometimes you got to go through a certain thing before you save on certain games. You got to have passcodes and passwords with the older games. Emulators, you can just have a save state. Bam, you can stop right there. So that really helps as well. But I think that's it, man. I'm gonna get up out of here. I may go live again later on today. We went live twice today. We did the reveal of the Switch 2. We also did absolutely. PS1 games look great with DuckStation. Oh my God. They look so good. Like Tekken 2, beautiful. Tekken 3, beautiful. Yeah, absolutely. Gran Turismo 2, beautiful. But yeah, we did this live when we talked about the extra stuff that they told us about at the reveal. And we learned a lot about the Switch 2, man. We learned a lot. Now I don't know if everything is positive. Yep, DuckStation does have online. They absolutely do. But I definitely will be making some type of content about this. Be on the lookout for that. And I'm gonna get up out of here. 2 hours and 12 minutes. Thank you guys for rocking with me. I see nobody came up to talk, but that's fine. I'm not begging anybody to talk or whatever. If you want to hit the link, it's always there. I'll start putting it up there every time now. And definitely will be doing more of this. Don't know if it'll be in the middle of the day because I worked throughout the day, but I'm off pretty much most of this week. So I will be live again tomorrow. More likely, we'll be talking about stuff like this again. And maybe later on this evening or probably tomorrow evening. But I'll be live. Just subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you know when I go live or when I make a video. And you guys be in tune with what I got going on. But I appreciate you guys. I am going to get me something to eat. I am hungry. I've been here since 8:30, been 4 hours. And yeah, I'm going to get up out of here and probably relax for the rest of the day. Thank you guys so much. You guys are absolutely amazing. I'll see you guys on the next one. And I'm gone. Y'all take it easy and be blessed. All right, y'all. Peace.